So we are jumping straight into the eyes. I already have one eye done, and we're going to start off with the Major Dimension Essential Artistry Edit palette from Patrick Ta. I have this one in the shade Light. I also have it in medium. I'll show you guys what both of those look like. Very beautiful tones. I mean, of course, they're neutrals, and to me, it reminds me of a smaller version of his larger palette, which I love. But the tones of these are a little bit more on the warm side, not a ton of cool tones. And just like with his larger palettes, the small version also has that same buttery, very smooth, creamy eyeshadow formula. And per usual, I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty eyeshadow base. This is still available, by the way, so I think we're still in the clear. But another good eyeshadow primer that one of you guys actually reminded me about. This was in the very bottom of one of my makeup drawers, but the Dominique Everlasting Eye Base is another incredible eyeshadow primer. You just need a tiny little drop of it and it's really good. So that is another one of my favorites. And I feel like if you like the one from Rare, you'll like that one from Dominique as well. So let's get into the palette. So I pretty much used almost all the shades for this look here. We're going to start off with the transitions and then we're going to add the glitter. So I'm going to start off with this very light shade. I think if you have super fair skin, you would love this palette. It's a very warm palette, but I like it because it doesn't pull too orange. I mean, the colors are warm tone browns and they're neutrals, but I think the undertones of these are really nice. There is quite a bit of kickback with Patrick Ta's eyeshadows, but that's just because they are super buttery smooth. So just something to keep in mind when you're dipping your eyeshadow in here. Tap off the excess a little bit and you are going to get some fallout because that's just the formula, but that's the lightest color. It is super light on my skin, but I like it just for like a natural kind of transition. I'm gonna go into both of these colors. I really like how compact these are. I love how brands in general are coming out with smaller palettes because they are just more, not only travel friendly, but just sometimes more approachable and appealing when you're doing your makeup, because most of the times you might not even use all the shades in those larger palettes anyway. But you see like the tones of these neutral browns, but they're not too orangey on the skin. So if you've been wanting a neutral palette and you have very light skin, or a lot of them pull very orangey on your skin, I think you would actually really like the tones in here. I also really like this big mirror. I think something like this is worth it if you don't already have neutrals in your collection. Like if you want to splurge on a palette, you're getting into makeup, you want to treat yourself to something a little bit more luxe, then I think this is worth it. Otherwise, if you already have a ton of neutrals, you probably don't need it. If you have his OG palette, I also don't feel like you need this. But is it gorgeous? Absolutely. I really enjoy his eyeshadow formula. Now we're going to add the glitter. This one is in Slow Burn. It's the Eye Illusion Eyeshadow Duo, and he extended the shade range, so there's 4 new shades. These are so sparkly and pretty. If you love glitter, you will absolutely love these. He has a lot of really pretty colors. I love the tones, and they are intense. Even to the touch, these don't feel super soft. You can actually feel the glitter, so just a little FYI. But his method is taking the darker glitter first all over the lid and then adding the lighter one to the center, brow bone highlight, and inner corner. There is fallout with these again because they are so sparkly, so just a little FYI. I'm actually gonna just use my finger. I think these do work best with your finger versus with a brush. Then we're gonna add the lighter color. By the way, I was using a little fluffy brush, but I think your fingers are just the best. Just to lighten that a touch, I'm gonna take that lighter color right in the center and just tap it. Yes. I love this one because it's like those pinky burgundy tones, and I think they look so nice with brown eyes. But even just for the fall time, these colors are everything. I have to do some eyeliner, of course. I'm taking the NYX Epic Ink Liner, and this one is in Dark Chocolate. Now let's try out this new mascara from Catrice. It is the Hyper Lash Mascara, and this is the waterproof version, but it does come in 3 other shades, black, brown, and burgundy. It says it gives multi-effect mascara for volume, length, and curl. So pretty much my dream mascara. Cute. And has a ginormo wand. And you have to heat up your lash curler with a blow dryer or lighter because it makes the world of a difference. Okay, that does give some decent length. It is a bigger wand, you could see, but it still feels comfortable on the eyes. That looks really good. I think I want to do another coat. I actually really like the way that looks. Hopefully, cross our fingers, it'll hold a curl. I think it will though, because it is waterproof. I usually have luck with waterproof mascaras, but that looks really good. Let's wipe away a little bit of this fallout, because with the glitter, that's kind of just inevitable. Now let's do a little skin prep. I'm gonna go back in and refresh the under eyes with my Dalba Multi Balm. Love this stuff, especially for the under eyes. It is so hydrating right before makeup, the best. Now we're going to try out the Ravie Signature Skin Dream Barrier Cream. Apparently this is the perfect cream under makeup and just in your skincare routine in general. Very nice packaging. Let's try it. I'm going to do... Oh, there you go. You just twist it from the bottom. I'm going to do 2 pumps. Very creamy and hydrating, but not greasy at all. That absorbed beautifully into the skin. It gives just like a healthy, hydrated look. And I'm just using that, no other primer today, because I want to try out a new foundation. I want to see how it looks just with the moisturizer. New foundation alert from Shades by Shan. I'm also going to try out her concealer today, but this is the Velvet Luminous Longwear Foundation. Comes in 40 different shades, and it says it gives buildable coverage that feels weightless, breathable, and never cakey. It's also very hydrating. Let's see, we have 13N and 12C. I got these at JCPenney, which if you have not checked out the JCPenney beauty counter, you need to. It feels like Sephora, but with a few different brands. This is 13N, which I think might be a little bit too yellow on my skin, maybe. And then this is 12C. So you can see the undertones are much different. 12C, 13N. That's 12C actually. Is that a perfect match? Let's blend this one in now. They both honestly look pretty good. Oh, that's so interesting. I wonder even like mixing the shades how it would look. Wow, this gives a lot of coverage. It looks so airbrushed on the skin though. This is a BK Beauty 109. I normally use this brush for blush, but it actually looks nice just to lightly paint on foundation. Okay, so that's kind of mixing both of the shades, but it is a little bit more of 13N, which I do think has a slight kind of yellowish undertone. Let's see. Now I'm going to do this side with 12C just to see how this looks by itself blended. I actually think 12C might have a little bit of a better undertone. This is a very pigmented foundation. I know it does say it has buildable coverage. I feel like the coverage is very, almost like a high medium coverage. It's pretty. A little bit goes a long way for sure. You don't need a lot. I would actually do smaller pumps and then just build it up gradually because it is so pigmented, but it's smooth. This, by the way, BK Beauty 116. It's a smaller, rounded, domed brush. Now we're gonna try out the Shades by Shan concealer. I got 10C and then I also got 11N that we're gonna try, so we'll see. Wow, this one also comes in 40 shades. That's incredible. It is a creamy long wearing formula that hydrates, brightens, and soothes. It's also infused with caffeine to depuff and energize, shea butter to deeply hydrate, and licorice root to keep calm and even skin tone. Also just realized I forgot to use this foundation brush. Look how good this looks. I love the shape that it has. This is one of my favorite foundation brush shapes ever, and I completely forgot. I'm gonna use it to kind of just press everything in one more time. Yeah, I like this kind of shape a lot. It's a little bit more dense too, so it'll really pack on the product. I actually think both shades look pretty good now that they have kind of settled into the skin, and there's no oxidation with the foundation, which is nice. Also wanted to share, I think this is the coolest thing, but a portion of every purchase goes directly to supporting single parents in need through their own nonprofit, which is the Mama Berries Nonprofit Foundation. If you go on their website, you can see that it says that their inspiration comes from Shan and Erica's personal experience growing up with a single mother and seeing the sacrifices that single moms make. Shout out to all my single moms watching this. You are amazing and you are a hero and you truly deserve it all. So I just wanted to give that a little honorable mention because I think that is the coolest thing. But anyways, let's get back into this concealer. So I have the shade 11N, which I think actually might be a perfect match. I'm gonna just try this color. Yeah, this is literally perfect. The undertone, I like this flat applicator too. I feel like it deposits the perfect amount of product. I'm going to use a different brush today. This is the N19 from BK Beauty. I used this, if you missed it, in my last video that I just uploaded testing new makeup. Should have looked into it before I started using it, but I started using this with liquid bronzer, and this is actually meant for concealer, and look at how flawless it looks on the under eyes. It really packs on the product and blends it in 2 seconds. I love a bigger concealer brush, but this one is bigger but still very detailed. Wow, this concealer looks really good. I love the shade. I actually really like the shade of both of the foundations and this concealer. It's not pulling too light, it's not yellow, it's the perfect neutral undertone. The way this looks so smooth and porcelain. New cream bronzer alert. This is the Beach Freak bronzer stick from About Face. I picked this up at Ulta actually a couple weeks ago. At this point, I'm just now getting around to using it, but this one is in Coney Island. I really like this brand too. They have a lot of good stuff. So with this packaging, you twist it and then you twist up. And then this is what the packaging looks like. Very cute. I like that undertone. I thought it looked used for a second. I'm like, did I buy a used product? Wouldn't be the first time, honestly. You know what? No, I was gonna apply it directly to my skin, but I'm actually gonna just apply this on my brush and then blend it in. Perfect color too. I'm actually having a lot of luck today with my shades. I feel like this color is a really nice mix of warm and a little bit of cool tone in there. Like, it's not fully orange on my skin, but it's also not fully gray. I think it's just that perfect in between. That is the color. It is a little bit more hydrating. You can see that formula. It's super dewy and very creamy. Really liking that undertone. I love the blend. This is really nice. Another product from Shades by Shan. This is the loose setting powder in translucent matte. Revolution Beauty under eye puff. Okay, wow, that looks so incredibly smooth, but it doesn't feel dry. It is matte, but it doesn't feel too matte or dry on the skin. It kind of gives Huda Beauty vibes, but a touch more hydrating. For the rest of my face, I'm going to use this DIBS Love Beam setting powder. I'm going to use the setting powder side on right here. The light shade is for brightening, and then the other one is for setting. I just love the way this stuff smells too, but I've been experimenting with this and really liking it. It's like a nice, more kind of natural powder. But I like the way it sets the makeup, and it's honestly just very pleasant to use because it smells lovely. I feel like I just want to eat it, like, literally. Let's finish up the eyes since we're here. So in my last video, I did a little pop of emerald green liner on the waterline. Loved it. From this brand right here, Westmore Beauty. 10 out of 10 for this eyeliner. This is the prettiest green shade. So we're going to try the nude version today. This one is, again, the Westmore Beauty eyeliner, and this one is in warm beige. I love, it's a true nude eyeliner. You know how a lot of nude eyeliners, they're usually a very light creamy nude, so it almost kind of looks like a white eyeliner, but this is a true nude eyeliner, and I love it because I feel like it's not as harsh as a traditional nude eyeliner. Oh my god, this is so pretty. This might be my new favorite, and these glide on super creamy. I'm gonna go back into this Patrick Ta palette. Let's do a little bit of these browns just to really make that nude eyeliner pop just a little bit more. And my absolute favorite thing ever to do, especially with that nude eyeliner, we're gonna bring more brightness to the inner corner with that creamy shade. I'm gonna pack that on. I love this brush. It's the small pointed eyeshadow from Profusion ES6. Really like the mascara so far, the way it looks on the top lashes. These are the other colors that I have here. I'm gonna do, should I do brown or burgundy on the lower lashes? Burgundy, because we have like kind of burgundy tones on the lids. Let's try it. This is about as big as I like my mascara wands. Anything bigger for me is just a little bit too much, but this I can get by because it actually does give some nice length and it does separate the lashes. Now I have the new Hourglass Ambient Lighting Swan palette. So we have 3 blushes, a highlighter, a finishing powder, and then a bronzer. Let's start off with the bronzer first. I'm gonna add a little bit of this. Not that I honestly really need it. I feel like that cream bronzer still looks really nice. Even after I set it with a powder. I like it a lot, actually. It kind of reminds me of my Too Faced cream bronzer. I'll pop a picture of it right here. I love that one. It's the Chocolate Soleil, like the stick bronzer. Super creamy, very blendable and hydrating. And I feel like that one from About Face is a nice alternative. Like, that's my first impression of it. It reminds me of that a lot. And I can see why so many people love these Hourglass palettes. They are so nice. They feel luxe, and I love how you have everything that you need for your cheeks. The Hourglass formula too is unmatched. It's really nice. I'm gonna do an angled brush, A507 from BK Beauty, and I think I want to do, honestly, let's just mix them all. I actually didn't do any liquid blush. I love a good kind of like minimal cream liquid products, but I love powder blush too, just by itself. And with Hourglass, I feel like it's one of those formulas that you can just do alone without having to layer, and it's going to be long lasting and so pretty and buildable. That's a lot. We're going to blend, but I like Hourglass formula a lot. I'm actually going to the mall after this, so I'm so happy to be glam, and I'm loving the glam too. The blush is gorgeous. I think all 3 too mixed are really nice. They're very pigmented though, especially this deeper burgundy color, so just a little FYI, but I like it. And how gorgeous is this packaging? Super pretty. You know what? If you are here right now watching, comment a little swan emoji, because swans are so beautiful, and this is stunning. I do really like this palette. Every time I think of swans too, I think of The Notebook. That one scene, if you know, you know. It makes me cry every single time. That movie, by the way. I need to do my yearly rewatch, but I love it. I'm gonna add a little bit of the finishing powder from Hourglass, which is such a pretty finishing touch to do once your makeup is all complete. It really just brings the skin back to life. It just brings this really stunning, natural, glowy hue to the skin. And you can just apply this literally everywhere, which is what I'm gonna do, especially around the blush, because I applied kind of a lot, but I'm gonna just soften that up a little bit with this powder. I'm also gonna take a touch of that golden highlight too and just add that to the tops of the cheekbones, right over top of the blush. I love that too. And this is the brow pencil I cannot stop using from Ravie. Has such a nice fine tip, like micro brow tip. And then I love the spoolie. It's really soft. Once my makeup is pretty much complete, I feel like I have to always touch up the brow tail a little bit. I'm gonna set my makeup down just for a little refresh. I'm gonna use the Shades by Shan setting spray. I used this in my last video, but I love how hydrating this feels initially, but then the dry down, it's not overly dewy. Now I'm finally gonna try out the Huda Beauty Lip Contour Stain. I've heard mixed reviews on these. Some people either love them, some people hate them, to be honest. So let's see what the hype is about. This one's in warm brown. That is what the applicator looks like. Let's see. And this is the color, warm brown. I do actually really like it. It's not too warm on my skin. And it looks like it is fully transfer proof. I'm just kind of trying to like blend in the edges a little bit like I do with my traditional lip liner, but this is one of those products that once you apply it, it pretty much is plastered on your lips and it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna add a touch of this Milani lip plumping liner. This one's in Hot Tamale, one of my favorite lip liners. Another stain we're going to try out is from Kulfi. This is the Staining Lip Oil. I have 3 shades here. I love this packaging. It is the same color, the tops, as whatever the shade is. Super cute. And here are the shades. Up top we have Sweet, Guava, and Fig. I'm going to try out the color Sweet. Ooh. Oh, I love this color with the lip liner stain combo. And then these are the stains that are left behind after you wipe. This was a good get ready with me. Lots of goodies in today's video. Starting off with this eyeshadow palette. These are buttery, soft, creamy, blendable, all the things. I love Patrick Ta's eyeshadow formula. I know it's pricey, so I don't think it's worth it if you already have neutrals in your collection. Even if you have the Major Dimension 3 from Patrick Ta, I don't think you need this. But if you're a beginner or you want to experiment with a high-end palette, I think you would like it because you do have your basic neutrals. So I definitely will continue using these, and I love how travel friendly they are. The mirror, it's a nice cute little palette. Same with eyeshadow duos. They're beautiful and very sparkly. If you wanted to splurge, I would say go with 1 or 2 shades that you know you're gonna love and it's gonna make your eyes pop, or something that you know you're gonna just wear consistently. Then it's worth it. Girl math. And the eyeshadow duos do complement the matte eyeshadows beautifully. This Westmore Beauty eyeliner is going to be my new favorite. I already know, especially this nude shade. It is the perfect nude tone. Really liking this mascara so far from Catrice. I'm not noticing my lashes drooping. They actually look really good. Really liking the complexion as well. This Dream Cream from Ravie Beauty gives plump, supple skin. It really gives a nice layer of hydration without being too heavy. I love how both of these shades ended up working out nicely on my skin. No oxidation with this foundation too, which is nice, and it just looks porcelain on the skin. It gives really nice coverage. Also loving the Shades by Shan concealer. A nice hydrating formula, but has a bit more of a natural finish. This About Face cream bronzer is everything that I love in a bronzer formula. Blendable, not muddy, nice undertone, super creamy and hydrating. The powder I also do really like, very blurring on the skin as well. I'm going to take a photo with flash and I will report back and let you guys know what that looks like, but this looks gorgeous on the skin. It's porcelain. And if you've never tried an Hourglass palette, I do think these are worth the splurge. I love how you get everything you need for your cheeks, your blushes, your highlighter, your bronzer, a little finishing powder in there. You can honestly have this for forever because you just need to swirl your brush in very lightly and you get the perfect amount of pigment that's also still buildable. And I actually do like the lip combo. I want to see about this lip stain because I'm not a huge lip stain kind of person. I prefer a lip liner because I can be a little bit more detailed and precise. I really do like this Kulfi Lip Oil. It goes on so silky, very lightweight. You don't even feel it on your lips, but it gives some pretty good high shine. And I love the way this color Sweet looks with the lip liner lip stain combo. So I'm gonna wear this throughout the rest of the day. I'm actually gonna go to the mall, so we're gonna get some good use out of the makeup today, and I will come back in a few hours and show you guys what everything looks like. And here we have the makeup about 8 hours later with no touch-ups. I didn't blot or reapply my lip product throughout the day. This is just how it wore after eating, drinking. The lip products actually also did last so nicely throughout the day, especially the lip contour stain from Huda Beauty. The Kulfi lip product goes on very glossy and a little bit light, and then once it dries down it gets a little bit darker, so something to keep in mind. But I love the complexion. I did a quick little touch up here with my powder puff, but I love the way the foundation concealer powder wore. It feels very comfortable, lightweight. There's a little bit of separation around the nose area, but nothing too crazy. I also do like the way the lashes look. There's very minimal drooping and no flaking with the mascara. You know I had to come back and try everything again. I love doing these 2-day wear tests because then I can just be more thorough and we get to play with the products again. So I did this look today. I actually used the medium Patrick Ta palette today because I wanted to just kind of see how these tones were in comparison to the light. They're definitely a little bit more rich and warm. So we're going to do the super simple golden smoky glitter eye. Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, of course. I'm going to take a little bit of this warm soft brown. Then I'm going to take a little bit more of this soft brown. They're very similar in tone. The undertone is like a little bit different on these, but they're all medium warm brown shades. And then I'm going to take this deepest brown and I'm just going to pack that on there as well. I love the way these eyeshadows layer. They're honestly just really good. And then I'm going to add a touch of this cream shade. And then the eyeshadow duo of the day is When the Sun Sets. It has more of those golden, bronzy, very warm glitter tones. I'm going to start off with the more coppery glitter. This is so intense. I almost feel like this one is even more glittery than the one from yesterday. It's crazy. Look at that. Just a couple little taps and you get the most intense glitter. That is so pretty. Especially with your finger, these are going to really pack a punch and you're going to get that really intense glitter effect. Then I'm going to take that lighter glitter with my other finger and just tap it right over top. It's like a lighter gold shade. I love. I'm gonna do winged liner again today. I'm gonna use the same NYX liner in dark chocolate. I feel so out of my element if I don't do my wing. It's just my signature. I'm also gonna do a little inner corner wing. I did it a little bit on this side. I'm still practicing and trying to perfect it, and the only way to do that is to keep practicing. So and I definitely want to get more shades of this Westmore Beauty eyeliner. I really like this nude shade, but today I did a little brown liner combo instead. So I started off with the NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Burnt Sienna. This is a beautiful burgundy color, one of my favorite shades ever, especially for fall makeup looks. And then I wanted it to be a little bit more brown, so I did Persona 24-Hour eyeliner in the shade Chocolate right over top. Going back in with that Catrice Mascara again today. I actually thought this wore pretty nicely yesterday. It didn't flake, didn't smudge. I love a good waterproof mascara too because it does typically hold a curl a lot better than a regular mascara, and I think this one actually held up pretty nicely. My lashes drooped a little bit, but it's nothing crazy compared to other mascaras that I've tried. Especially for that price point under $10. Yes, I don't think it's bad at all. I'm gonna do a very light layer of the Ravie Signature Dream Barrier Cream. I really liked this yesterday, and I love the way this applies because it gives that perfect amount of hydration, but it does not feel greasy, and it's very fast absorbing into the skin. I really like it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of mattifying to my T-zone just to test out this new primer too. It's from Danessa Myricks. It's an all-day oil control primer. I've heard really good things about this water powder serum. So I'm gonna apply this, like I said, just to my T-zone, and we're gonna see how the foundation applies and wears over top of this today. This says it's a multi-action water to powder mattifying priming serum that controls shine. Clinically proven to control oil all day. Danessa Myricks always has very innovative products, and this looks like it's gonna be one of those as well. It just looks like a liquid. So I'm gonna just put this wherever I feel like I need it the most, which for me is usually right in between my brows. And by the way, you tap the product out from the bottom and then it comes out like that. I'm also gonna put some right around my nose and my cheek area. It literally just feels like you're putting on a water serum on your face. I feel like 12C was a little bit of a better match, but I love how both shades ended up working out really nicely. And today I'm gonna use that Shades by Shan foundation brush. So let's paint this on. Yeah, that looks so good. I'm really loving this natural finish. I think this is just so pretty and blurring on the skin. I love the way it wore yesterday. It felt really good too throughout the day. It didn't feel heavy. I love a foundation too that looks really good with very minimal skin prep, and that is the case with this product too, which is nice. So pretty. It kind of gives Huda Beauty Easy Blur vibes, that foundation, but I feel like this one throughout the day it doesn't get as shiny versus the one from Huda. So I feel like if you like that one, I think you would really like this one because it gives those kind of blurring properties just like that foundation as well. I'm gonna go back in with the Shades by Shan concealer. Again, this one's in the color 11N. I'm gonna do a little bit less today just because I honestly don't even feel like you need a ton of it because it does have nice coverage. This BK Beauty brush is a total winner for the under eyes. I love how it packs on the product. I am into this About Face bronzer. So nice, so creamy. It's pretty much everything you want in a stick bronzer. Going back in with the Shades by Shan powder. Also really liked this. I feel like initially this kind of gives that matte look to the skin, but throughout the day, also natural finish. It is a very blurring powder, and I love the way it just like morphs into your skin without looking heavy. I'm really liking this DIBS powder too. I just take a little bit of the brightening side because it gives some subtle brightness, but it's really airbrushed also. And then a little bit more of the powder from the other side. Really loving this Swan palette from Hourglass as well. Just very smooth, long-lasting, velvety powders. Do a little combo here today. I'm gonna skip out on this magenta shade and just keep the cheeks very warm and golden. I did like the burgundy mascara yesterday, but it didn't pop as much as I was expecting. So I'm going to just do the waterproof on my lower lashes also today. I forgot to smudge a little bit of eyeshadow under here too. Setting spray of the day, I just cannot get enough of this Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm from Danessa Myricks. I want a little bit more mattifying, so I'm going to spray this pretty much everywhere. PSA, don't spray this too close to your face or you're going to get those little tiny white specks all over your face and it could ruin your makeup. Been there, done that, so don't do it. Once that fully dries, I will go back in with my powder puff just to really press in the powder once more. I feel like that just really seals in that setting spray too. Let's try out this Huda Beauty lip contour again. This one is the lip contour stain in the shade Warm Brown. I will say this did last yesterday. Like, my lips were still lined. This is transfer proof. I can see why a lot of people do enjoy lip stains. Personally, I prefer a long wearing lip liner. There's so many nowadays too, but we're gonna try this again today because I have it, so I'm like, I'm gonna use it up. A lot of people say though this dries out really quick. Let me know if you guys have tried it, what your experience is with it. I only bought one of these just because I don't use lip stains that often, but let me know. So I removed the Huda Beauty lip contour stain. I don't think this is a bad product. I just prefer a regular lip liner, but I had to try it to see what all the hype is about. But I feel like with this, I just don't really get that super precise, seamless lip liner look. It is very long wearing though, and I love the fact that it's transfer proof, but I'm gonna stick to my regular lip liner. So today I did the Milani Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Hot Tamale. If you like NYX Cold Brew, you will love this. It's like a reddish tone brown. And then I did a little Rhode pocket blush in the shade Tan Line. I've been kind of using it as a lipstick lately. I love it. And then I added a little Creme Brulee Glimmer Hydrating Lip Treatment from Ole Henriksen over top. This is one of the best hydrating lip treatments. It's nourishing, it's not sticky, it has some good lasting power. It just feels so good on the lips, so I love this. Also wanted to mention the lip stain yesterday from Kulfi. I did like this, but the color does oxidize a little bit. It's a nice product as well. I thought it lasted pretty well, but it does kind of settle into those dry, cracked areas throughout the day, so just something to keep in mind. I feel like that's the case with a lot of lip stains. If your lips are dry, or even if they're not, throughout the day, it's just going to settle into those lines and cracks. Any little patches that you may have, the lip stains are going to emphasize those, so that's the only thing. But loving the complexion though. I cannot wait to see how this primer wears with the foundation, because the foundation on its own with no primer yesterday, I thought it wore beautifully throughout the day. I really like that natural finish. Same with the concealer, and like all the other products I thought just wore really nicely. So I will report back in a few hours and we will see how everything looks. And here we are once again after another full day of wear. No touch-ups per usual, because I always like to just get a feel for the products to see what I have to do next time I do my makeup. I was expecting the Danessa Myricks primer to keep me a little bit more matte throughout the day, and I honestly don't feel like it really did. So I'll have to keep testing that out, but I still love the way the foundation looks. It is so comfortable, very lightweight and second skin-like. My nose was a little bit flaky. I'm not sure if it was the primer or some new skincare that I've been using, but good news is the blushes are long wearing. I actually love all of the cheek products. The eyeshadows are a 10 out of 10. So overall, we have some hits, some misses, but lots of goodies in today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.